Blessed day, everybody. Welcome to What the Boot. Hey, in this video, we're going to be going over Pugil sticks and boot camp. All right. Now, this is something that's going to happen during week 2 and week 4, training days 9 and training days 20 through 22. All right. Now, you may be wondering, hey, what's Pugil sticks? You ever seen those videos where you see guys with a football helmet on, mouth guard on, some pads on, a big old groin protection on, and then they got this whole padded stick, and one side's red and one side's black, and you just see them charge at each other, and then they just keep swinging at each other and whatnot. Basically, it's Pugil sticks. All right. Now, the purpose behind Pugil sticks has to do with that it's to simulate close combat with a rifle. All right, and it's meant to help you prepare you to deal with the stress and with a fast-paced, stressful environment of close combat. All right. A lot of us like to think that, hey, when I get in there, I get stuck in, it's gonna be easy, simple. I'm gonna be able to think clearly. No, you ain't gonna think clear, nothing. All right. Even in training, it's stressful, and this is just simple. Doesn't even have to do with other things. It's just Pugil sticks. You don't even actually have the rifle in your hand, but this is meant to help mentally prepare you. All right. And it's very important that you take it seriously. At first, you might think it's stupid. And at other points, you might think, hey, I can't wait to beat the crap out of somebody. All right. Now, the other side is that it's meant to actually be a building block in preparation for you to be a war fighter. And it's something that you should actually kind of give it a little bit more thought than just seeing it at face value. All right. Now, it's not to go over what the Pugil stick itself is. It's basically, it is a stick that has two main padded ends. You're going to have the red end and the black end. Now, the red represents the bayonet. All right. And the black, obviously, the stock of the rifle. Now, it's going to have padded in between, and your arms, it's going to have a whole section for you to slip your arms in overhand and one underhand. All right. And then what you're going to learn in McMap, which we'll go over in another video, is to have a modified combat stance, kind of like this. And when you take on this stance, and then you're meant to approach your opponent. Now, depending on in boot camp, you might end up with two. Now, some cases they'll have you walk in on your opponent, and the other times they're going to have you charge in on your opponent. It might be on flat, level ground. It might be on sand. It might be that you're meant to try to fight someone off a bridge. So depending on the scenario, don't think if it's going to be one way. You'll end up with several scenarios, or just one of these three, or another one where your drill instructor got a little creative and made sure to get it in the paperwork. In that, it is meant to be in a case of hard contact bouts. All right. Generally, it's going to be a 1-on-1, or 2-on-2, or 3-on-3. Now, depending on how the orders are set up, it could be that you're meant to face your opponent, and that's it. They usually last about 30 seconds per bout in total, and you're meant to go in at each other for about 30 seconds, or until one gives up or one is knocked out. All right. In that, depending on who's in charge or how it's going to be ran, you could end up with a case where once you defeat your opponent, that's it, you're done. In other cases, which are far more fun, is if you can defeat your opponent as fast as possible so you can gain up on the other opponents and help your fellow Marines, or rather in boot camp, your fellow recruits out. In that case, it helps build a lot of camaraderie in this particular case. Now, the benefits of Pugil sticks is in regards to learning to use a combat mindset. Now, a combat mindset is to, there's being relaxed and chill, and then there's the time to get down to business, and you have to be mentally prepared to take a life. And learning, being put into situations where you actually have to practice this will ultimately benefit you in the long run, and even in the short run. At first, it feels stupid, but down the line, you won't see the difference until some time down the line when you realize that you're far more comfortable with this. And then also, there's the other side. Now, guys, in particular, this helps to relieve a lot of stress. In case, like, you have rivalries with other platoons. All right? You get to take some of your anger out, your frustrations. You want to hit the freaking drill instructor, but you can't. So what are you going to do? pour sap on the other side of that ring, he's going to be on the receiving end of your butt strokes and your freaking bayonet charge, and hell, just shoving him down and then trying to freaking take him out. Being as aggressive as possible. All right, just be as aggressive as possible. Just really hone in on that. And while you're also doing it, it also allows you to have bonding, because when you're doing the Pugil sticks, you can't help but cheer your own guys on, the guys in your platoon, and especially when you're starting to get quite a bit of rivalry with the other platoons, the chance to just really beat them down or just prove a point to them, like how we're better at drill and we're better at Pugil sticks and we're better at McMap and we're better at grappling, we're just better than you. It just builds up on that and builds up on that. One, it makes memories, sure, but it's also a sense of pride knowing that your guys consistently just pounded on the other team and just obliterated them. And whereas on the other side, if you're on the side that's receiving that, you don't want to be going off without a good fight and put on if you're going to lose, you make the other team earn it. It's like, yeah, we won, but those guys put up a good fight. They didn't give up, man. You actually had to knock the dudes out. Every single one of them had to get knocked out before they quit. It's kind of like helps encourage that aggressive mindset, thus combat mindset of, even though you're facing someone who is probably stronger than you, meaner than you, and more aggressive than you, you decided I'm going to fucking bring it back. And as well as to develop that physical skills and mental toughness. All right. It just everything compounds upon each other. Everything going through boot camp and going through SOI, everything's going to compound. So in regards to Pugil sticks, that is what that is. Now there is actually some historical context behind this in regards to, and a particularly famous one is the Battle of Belleau Wood in France during World War I. Now I'm going to read a citation. Now do forgive my lack of being able to speak French. I do not have really the ability to speak much in the way of or pronounce French names very well, so do bear with me. Those of you who wish to correct me, go right on ahead, but I'm a good old-fashioned American, and I'll say everything I want to say the way I want to say it. I kind of care a little bit, but not enough in this case, especially with this citation. All right, historical citation. The Battle of Belleau Wood from the 1st to the 26th of June of 1918 happened during the German 1918 spring offensive in World War I. During near the Marne River in France, after their victories at Cantigny and Chateau Thierry, the 2nd and 3rd Division of the U.S. Army and the 4th Brigade of U.S. Marines attached to the 2nd Division moved to Belleau Wood. The Marines were forced to make 6 highly forceful sweeps into the meadows and trenches within the forest. The Germans defended stubbornly and launched several counterattacks, all of which were duly repulsed. The woods were taken by the Marines as they fought off more than 4 divisions of Germans, often reduced to using only their bayonets or fists in hand-to-hand combat. End of citation. Now give that some consideration. By the end of that whole thing, the Marine Corps received the historical and famous name Teufelhund, or devil dog. All right. The ferocity of the Marines in the Battle of Belleau Wood and their just utter stubbornness to just not give up that area is profound. This is astounding historically. And as you are part of the Marine Corps and you're going through boot camp, that will become your history. It won't be because you're black, white, Indian, Asian. It won't matter because Marine Corps is all green and red. All right? We all wear the green and we all bleed red. This is how it is. This is our history. That will become your history if you should become a Marine, or those who try to understand Marines, that is their history. All right? It might as well have been them who were there. And that's why you deal with a lot of Marines will have that historical reference. Now, this is just some things to give some consideration in regards to Pugil sticks. If you have any questions, or if you like the video or think someone benefited, or that you got something out of this, leave a like down below. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day, and Merry Christmas.